call our public hearing to order at this time. We have 5 items on the agenda tonight for public hearing. Item number 1 is a request from City of Fort Oglethorpe to have the property known as map 00003F030 at 212 First Street. Current zoning is I2, rezone to C2. Mr. Stoltz.
Yes, sir. Thank you. This is a request from the City of Fort Oglethorpe to have the property known as map 0003F030 212 First Street, current zoning I2, rezoned to a C2 zoning. Is there anyone here that would like to speak either in favor of or in opposition of this rezoning? Mayor, doesn't appear anyone's present.
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. Item number 2, request from City of Fort Oglethorpe to have the property known as map number 0003F029, located at 64 3rd Street. Current zoning is I2, rezoned to C2. Mr. Stoltz.
Yes, sir. This is a request for the City of Fort Oglethorpe to have the property known as map 0003F029, 64 3rd Street, Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, from rezoned from a current zoning of I2 to be rezoned to a C2. Is there anyone here that would like to speak either in favor of or in opposition of this rezoning? Mayor, doesn't appear anyone's present.
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. Item number 3, request from the City of Fort Oglethorpe to have the property known as map 0003F036 on First Street. Current zoning is I1, rezoned to C2. Mr. Stoltz.
Request from the City of Fort Oglethorpe to have the property known as map 0003F036 First Street, current zoning I1, rezoned to a C2 zone. Is there anyone here that would like to speak either in favor of or in opposition of this rezoning? Mayor, doesn't appear anyone's present.
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. Item number 4, request from the City of Fort Oglethorpe to have the property known as map 0003F028, 211 2nd Street, current zoning I2, rezoned to C2. Mr. Stoltz.
Request from the City of Fort Oglethorpe to have the property known as map 0003F028, 211 2nd Street, with a current zoning of I2, rezoned to a C2 zoning. Is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor of or in opposition of this rezoning of this parcel? Mayor, doesn't appear anyone's present.
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. Item number 5, request from Larry and Gail Armour to have the property known as map number 00118256, located at 561 Cobb Parkway. Current zone is C2, rezoned to I1. Mr. Stoltz.
Yes, this is a request by Larry and Gail Armour to have the property known as map 0011B256, 561 Cobb Parkway, current zoning C2, rezoned to an I1 to sell outdoor equipment and service work. Is there anyone that would like to speak either in favor of or in opposition of this rezoning? Yes, sir. If you would, just go right up to the podium, introduce yourself.
My name's Darrell Davis. I would like to speak in favor of. Could I hand these out?
Sure. Thank you, sir.
As you can see, as you look through the paperwork I've handed out, this is a request for rezoning for, will be for Drifter's equipment sales on the 561 Cobb Parkway property. We would ask and request that this rezoning be approved.
How long do you think it's going to take you to get built?
We're hoping to be in the facility by the end of the year.
Well, I hope I already got my tractor by then.
You will allow.
Is this, how big is this facility?
It's gonna be, 15,000 square feet initially. Showroom will be 7,500 with, 3-bay, shop area. It'll be another 7,500 feet with a, 3,750 feet, canopy over the last section.
Looks nice.
Thank you.
That's it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Open it by October.
He said open it by October.
Anyone else, Mr. Stokes?
Anyone else that would like to speak either in favor of or in opposition of this rezoning? Mayor, doesn't appear anyone else is present.
Thank you, Mr. Stokes. At this time, we'll call our regularly scheduled council meeting to order. If you would, Mr. Stokes, please call the roll.
Yes, sir. Mayor Earl Gray,
Here.
Jim Childs, Councilman,
Here.
Greg Crawford, Councilman, Derek Rogers, Mayor Pro Tem,
Here.
Rhonda James, Council Lady, Paula Stenick, Council Lady, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Stokes. Let the record show we do have a quorum for tonight's meeting. This time we'll do our invocation and our pledge. Mr. Childs, if you would, do the invocation. Mr. Crawford, lead the pledge, please.
Let's pray. Thank you, dear Lord, for letting us have these meetings. Thank you for our freedom. Thank you for loving us and caring for us and blessing us. And help us up here to make the decisions for our citizens and us, and help us to grow and forgive us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This time we'll set the agenda for tonight's meeting. Ms. Hume, do you have any additions or deletions?
No, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Ms. Hume. Have a motion to approve agenda as set.
Motion.
Second.
Motion from Mr. Childs, second by Mr. Crawford. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Next item on the agenda is minutes from a regularly scheduled meeting. The minutes from our regularly scheduled council meeting on May 22nd is in your packets. If council have had an opportunity to approve, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Motion from Mr. Childs, second by Mr. Rogers. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Next item on the agenda is resolutions. Resolution number 2023-01. Mr. Stokes.
Yes, sir. Resolution 2023-01, resolution of the mayor and city council for the city of Fort Oglethorpe for the setting of the rates for water and sewer. Whereas ordinance number 2005-13 passed and adopted on the 10th day of October 2005, provided that the governing authority of the city of Fort Oglethorpe may in the future modify the city's water and sewer rates by resolution, and whereas it is necessary from time to time for the governing authority to adjust and amend the city's water and sewer rates due to budgetary constraints, increases of expenses from suppliers, and the changing needs of the city and the consumers. And whereas it is the best interest of the consumers in the city of Fort Oglethorpe that the water and sewer rates be amended beginning July 1st, 2023. Now therefore be it resolved by the mayor and council of the city of Fort Oglethorpe that the city of Fort Oglethorpe's water and sewer rates for city residents and non-residents in residential and commercial settings shall be amended effective July 1st as demonstrated in Exhibit A attached hereto this 12th day of June 2023. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Stokes. I have a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Crawford, second by Mr. Rogers. Any discussion? Mr. Childs.
Yes.
Mr. Crawford.
Yes.
Mr. Rogers.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimous. Next item on the agenda is the first reading of ordinance number 2023-12. Mr. Stokes.
Yes, sir. Ordinance number 2023-12, be it ordained by the mayor and council of the city of Fort Oglethorpe, a zoning amendment ordinance of tax parcel number 0003F030-212 First Street, Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, requested by the owner of the owner, city of Fort Oglethorpe, as to amend the zoning of said property from an I-2 zoning to a C-2 zoning, to amend the official zoning map for the city of Fort Oglethorpe, to repeal conflicting ordinances and other related matters. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. Item number 2, first reading of ordinance number 2023-13. Mr. Stoltz.
Did you want to go ahead and take vote on
That's the
that, or
first
read
reading.
them all?
First reading, sir.
Oh, that's the first reading. I'm sorry, yes, Mayor. Ordinance number 2023-13, be it ordained by the mayor and council for the city of Fort Oglethorpe, a zoning amendment ordinance of tax parcel number 003F029, 64 3rd Street, Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, requested by the owner, city of Fort Oglethorpe, so as to amend the zoning of said property from an I-2 zoning to a C-2 zoning, to amend the official zoning map for the city of Fort Oglethorpe, to repeal conflicting ordinances and other related purposes. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. Item number 3, first reading of ordinance number 2023-14. Mr. Stoltz.
Ordinance number 2023-14, be it ordained by the mayor and council for the city of Fort Oglethorpe, a zoning amendment ordinance of tax parcel number 003F036 First Street, Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, requested by the owner of city of Fort Oglethorpe, so as to amend the zoning of said property from an I-1 zoning to a C-2 zoning, to amend the official zoning map for the city of Fort Oglethorpe, to repeal conflicting ordinances and other related purposes. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. Item number 4, first reading of ordinance number 2023-15.
Ordinance number 2023-15, be it ordained by the mayor and council for the city of Fort Oglethorpe, a zoning amendment ordinance of tax parcel number 003F028-211 2nd Street, Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, requested by the owner, city of Fort Oglethorpe, so as to amend the zoning of said property from an I-2 zoning to a C-2 zoning, to amend the official zoning map for the city of Fort Oglethorpe, to repeal conflicting ordinances and other related purposes. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. Item number 5, first reading for ordinance number 2023-16. Mr. Stoltz.
Ordinance number 2023-16, be it ordained by the mayor and council for the city of Fort Oglethorpe, a zoning amendment ordinance of tax parcel number 0011B 561 Cobb Parkway, Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, requested by the owner, Larry and Gail Armour, trustees, so as to amend the zoning of said property from a C-2 zoning to an I-1 zoning, to amend the official zoning map for the city of Fort Oglethorpe, to repeal conflicting ordinances and other related purposes. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. Item number 6, first reading of ordinance number 2023-17. Mr. Stoltz.
Ordinance number 2023-17. It is hereby ordained by the mayor and council of the city of Fort Oglethorpe an ordinance to amend the Fort Oglethorpe Code of Ordinances, Chapter 34, Environmental, Article 3, Nuisance, by the addition of Section 3484, Vegetation Control, to regulate the growth of the vegetation on the public and private property within the city, to provide for the provisions therein as authorized by state law, to provide for modification, to provide for severability, to repeal conflicting ordinances or parts thereof, to provide for an adoption effective date, and for all other purposes allowed by law. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. Item number 7, first reading of ordinance number 2023-18. Mr. Stoltz.
Ordinance number 2023-18. It is hereby ordained by the governing authority of the city of Fort Oglethorpe an ordinance to amend the code of the city of Fort Oglethorpe, Chapter 50, Historic Preservation, Section 50.2 through Section 50.7, so as to incorporate the duties, powers, and responsibilities of the City of Fort Oglethorpe Historic Preservation Commission into the City of Fort Oglethorpe Planning Advisory Board, to amend the City of Fort Oglethorpe Code of Ordinances, Uniform Developmental Code, Appendix 8, Chapter 8, Article 1, creation of the advisory board to reflect the incorporation of the powers and duties of the Historic Preservation Commission into the Planning Advisory Board, to increase the membership of the Planning Advisory Board with members who have demonstrated special interest, experience, or education in history, architecture, or the preservation of historic resources, to repeal conflicting ordinances, to establish an effective date, and for all other related purposes. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. Next item on the agenda is new business. Item number 1 under new business, request for an alcohol license for the Mango Sushi Bar and Grill, 98 Battlefield Station in Fort Oglethorpe. Mr. Stoltz.
Yes, sir. This is a request for an alcohol license by the manager Samantha Tinker with a Chattanooga address. The business will be known as Mango Sushi Bar and Grill, located at 98 Battlefield Station Drive, Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, 30742. The Mayor, the application has gone through our normal processes with respect to approval and has in fact been signed off by all city officials.
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. I have a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Childs, second by Mr. Crawford. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Item number 2, notification of an emergency procurement of services to extract rodents from Arlene Crye Municipal Pool Facility, Ms. Hune, and it's not rats, it's squirrels.
It is, that's right, thank you. Important distinction. Yes, we had some rodents that had gotten up there, some squirrels that were really chewing up the wires, and they were actually very, very brave and not afraid of anybody, getting real close to people and staff. So they had to be taken out. They were not exterminated, they were just removed and given a new home. So, but we did have to do that rather quickly because apparently we had a situation a few years ago where some rogue squirrels caused one of our facilities to catch fire. So we needed to act quickly. Rent-A-Kill was able to come out and do the work immediately, and it was $8,450 coming out of the general fund.
Thank you, Ms. Hune. Have a motion to approve.
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Crawford, second by Mr. Childs. Any discussion?
We're all done.
Yeah, expensive squirrels.
They are. You should have, the other quote was more.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Item number 3, recommendation to award a contract for insurance brokerage services. Ms. Hugh.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. For a long time, we have had McGriff Insurance as our broker of record, and we were just in need of sort of fresh eyes for our services, and we went to a couple of different places and solicited bids for a new broker. After an exhaustive review of some of the services offered, the staff's recommendation is to go with Star Matthews Insurance. They have a lot of experience with public entities, especially local government government entities as well. They are the broker of record for Coos County and Ringgold as well. The company's approach will help us obtain a greater number of bids from carriers. It will hopefully decrease our premiums over time and increase our coverage language. And as the city's new broker, Star Matthews would solicit bids for city insurance for insurance including but not limited to property, casualty, liability, workers' compensation, and will also not receive a consultant fee directly from the city, so there is no fiscal impact to us.
Thank you, Ms. Hune. I have a motion to approve.
Make a motion. Second.
Motion by Mr. Crawford, second by Mr. Rogers. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Item number 4, recommendation to renew a work detail agreement with the Georgia Department of Corrections. Ms. Hugh.
All right, as you all are aware, we have our work details from the Georgia Department of Corrections that comes out and helps us do a lot of work. We could not do as much as we do without them. This is a recommendation from the Public Works Department to renew that contract from July 1st through June 30th of next year in the amount of $49,318. It will come out of the general fund if approved, and though Public Works manages the contract, the work performed under the contract is not just in the Public Works Department, it's also with Recreation, Leisure Services, Public Utilities, and Economic Development and Events.
Thank you, Ms. Hune. I have a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Childs, second by Mr. Rogers. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Item number 5, recommendation to declare as surplus various city assets. Ms. Hune.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Public Works Department has about 19 items that are all kinds of items, pool chairs, John Deere equipment, woodchuck, whatever that means, that are either no longer feasible for us to maintain, or we just are in need of getting rid of them. So they're either no longer in use or they're obsolete. The recommendation before you all is to make them available for sale or disposal depending on their condition. Once the items have been made available for sale, those items that can survive the sale process will be available in their online bidding process through GovDeals. And in the event that an item's condition is such that it cannot be sold, it will be disposed of accordingly. If and when items are sold, the funds will be deposited into the general fund, and then once an item is disposed of, it will be removed from the city's insurance policy.
Thank you, Ms. Hune. I have a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Rogers, second by Mr. Childs. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Item number 6, recommendation to approve the purchase of computer hardware and software. Ms. Hune.
In our budget request last year, in our budget process last year, we had a couple of servers that were in need of an upgrade. Additionally, the workstations used for video and audio rendering for things such as this meeting has reached the end of its useful life as well. Our city's contractor, Titan Systems, has will procure the equipment for us and will install it and maintain it as well. The estimated amount of this purchase is $27,000, and if approved, would come out of the SPOS fund.
Thank you, Ms. Hune. I have a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Childs, second by Mr. Rogers. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Item number 7, recommendation to approve a contract with Catoosa Utility District Authority for wastewater billing services. Ms. Hune.
Thank you. For the last 25 years, Catoosa Utility District has provided our billing for wastewater, so the city does not actually pay for this service. We have a contract with them, and they read the water meters, which translates to what a sewer bill for those customers who are in Catoosa Utilities service area and then need our sewer services are assessed. We've come to the end of that arrangement, and a few months ago we worked out a 3-month extension. And now we are to the point where we've negotiated a new contract. I'm very pleased to say Catoosa Utility will continue to bill, upon approval of this contract, will continue to bill for wastewater services and will remit payment to us each month for those services. There will be a $2 user fee that will be assessed on Catoosa Utility customers' statements that will be incorporated into the sewer fee that they receive. They will continue, Catoosa Utility District will provide access to our staff so that we can actually look at some of the usage and everything and be a little bit more customer friendly on both sides, which is wonderful. And they will start automatically establishing service for our larger subdivisions rather than having to establish service for each house, which is a big deal. So if approved, this contract would go into effect on July 1st. And if you all approve it, I just want to say thank you to our staff for working through this process, and also to the Catoosa Utility District for negotiating a new arrangement with us.
Thank you, Ms. Hune. I have a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Childs, second by Mr. Crawford. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Recommendation to procure a synthetic ice rink. Ms. Hune.
Thank you. We have a lot of wonderful things to do at Stable 41. That area is pretty programmed with weekly events such as farmers markets, food truck Fridays, and our Christmas market. But the city wanted to have some dedicated programming in the winter months to give our community something fun to do as well. I think an ice skating rink will help accomplish that, and it will give us an opportunity to have a fun, family-friendly activity to enjoy for the entire winter season. So the recommendation before you all is to purchase from a sole source provider called Gleiss Incorporated. They're the providers of synthetic ice rinks. They require no water or no plumbing to be in place to operate. It has a unique manufacturing process of compression molded panels and a comprehensive online learning and certification program for training, implementation, and maintenance of the rink, which is not available from any other provider. The rink, if properly maintained, which we will last up to 20 years, and what we will receive is an 83-foot by 41-foot rink that can accommodate nearly 70 skaters at a time. And it comes with skates and training and shelving and flooring and all kinds of things. And if approved tonight, the rink would be put into place in November and would be open to the public throughout at least Martin Luther King Jr. weekend in January. And again, if approved, it would be in the estimated amount of $170,000 coming out of the general fund.
Thank you, Ms. Hughes. I have a motion to approve.
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Crawford, second by Mr. Childs. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Item number 9, request to approve a special event permit to hold a Labor Day festival at Barnhart Circle. Ms. Hughes.
Well, we are very excited about this one. We're asking you tonight, and Taylor Hutt-Wagner can come up and give the finer points if you all need them. But we want to bring back Labor Day at the Post, and that's really because you all want to bring back Labor Day at the Post. And so the recommendation before you all tonight is to allow us to do just that, to close some streets, to put on a big concert all day, and to have some kid activities and lots of fun and vendors and everything on actual Labor Day. It would shut down Barnhart Circle for 2 days, September 3rd and September 4th, while we get everything ready for the bands that are coming in, car shows, and all kinds of things, which we're not going to tell you all about yet, but we'll get there. We're expecting the cost for this event not to exceed $45,000 for the city, and that includes things like staff time and what it would cost to have certain events made available. But can't wait to do this if you all say yes.
Thank you, Ms. Hughes. I have a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Rogers, second by Mr. Childs. Any discussion?
I'm excited.
Yep.
It's gonna be awesome.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Next item on the agenda, City Manager's Report. Ms. Hughes.
Thank you. Pool is open. Pool hours are 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday until Labor Day. The pool will also be open on July 4th. So please come out and enjoy the pool. It's been busy there every single day. It looks like it's a lot of fun. We will be having a special called meeting tomorrow, Tuesday, June 13th at 10 a.m. in City Hall. That meeting is open to the public, but the agenda is fixed. And then we will not have our regularly scheduled council meeting on June 26th. That has been canceled. The next regularly scheduled council meeting will be Monday, July 10th at 6 p.m. in this room. Also Tuesday, July 4th, city offices will be closed in observance of Independence Day, and trash pickup and other associated services will resume the following day. But the pool again will be open on Independence Day. And finally, I just want to say thank you all for letting us put Labor Day back at the Post. Ever since I moved here 3 years ago, everybody asks about it. So I'm very excited to hopefully do this right. So we're very excited for the opportunity, and thank you. We're looking forward to it. And that's it for me.
Thank you, Ms. Hughes. Next item on the agenda is Mayor and Council comments. Ms. Hughes already announced about the pool being open. Y'all come and enjoy the day with your family. We've done a few renovations to it. So far, other than squirrels, everything is good. I'm sure you probably noticed some activity around City Hall. Although it's not complete, our disc golf course is up and running whether we want it to be or not, because people are constantly using it. There will be some more improvements to it, but we're glad to at least have it out there to where it's usable now, but just give us a little more time and it'll be extremely nice when we get done with it. Mr. Child.
Yes, since we won't be meeting again before the 4th, everybody have a happy and safe holiday. And to the mayor's comments, the city has a lot going on, especially with the ice rink coming and this, and the improvements to the pool, and the Stable 41, and the Labor Day at the park. So this Labor Day at the park is going to probably be the biggest one we've ever had. So we will get the information out on that quickly, right?
Yes, sir. You'll expect to see some things coming at the end of this week or early next week.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
good. So everybody have a good 4th.
Thank you, Mr. Child. Mr. Crawford?
All I got is I'd like to wish my dad a happy 81st birthday today.
Larry
Happy
Crawford.
birthday, Larry.
No, he's not that old.
You wouldn't think so.
That's it, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Crawford. Mr. Rogers?
Yeah, I'll echo what you said, Mr. Mayor, about the disc golf. Of course, I live right on the disc golf course. I never knew I'd live on a golf course. Country club guy. I did donate one of my old pool nets. I put it on the side there, like they do rakes on the
Yeah.
sand traps, so that disc golfers can get discs out of the creek there.
That was nice of you.
Yeah, so, I've had a few in my yard, it's no problem. But it's been cool, we've got to talk to quite a few of the guys and gals that are doing that, and they're having a lot of fun with it. And Jeff, you mentioned, are we doing like a tournament or something? When they get it kicked?
Something Molly don't even know. I got a call this afternoon from Prodigy with Matt down there, and
No, I think I do know, actually.
when is the ribbon cutting?
Apparently, they're trying to schedule it for the.
We're looking at doing a ribbon cutting, which we'll get with the chamber, August the 18th, and then on that'll be on a Friday. On the 19th that morning, Prodigy's going to put on 2 tournaments. They'll have a tee off at 9 o'clock and then one at 11 o'clock, just to publicize, which they can get it out, and they just want to bring the people in here for us. So it should be a pretty big deal that weekend.
And Jeff had a good idea a while back to maybe do like cookout or hot dogs or something. That's what a lot of
Yeah,
these
that'd be
disc
cool.
golf courses do when they open. So I think we'll probably look at that too in conjunction with the chamber.
It's been nonstop.
I only
It's
know because I
exciting.
got an accidental email.
Yeah, it's really exciting to see the activity around this area. You'll have guys waiting on holes, 2 or 3 groups deep, out there. So it's exciting. I'm happy to see that it's this successful. So that's it.
Thank you, Mr. Rogers. Next item on the agenda is adjournment. I'll entertain a motion to
Make a
adjourn.
motion.
Motion by Mr. Crawford, second by Mr. Childs. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
This meeting is adjourned.